Welcome to the Happy Skies Week 13, April the 4th?
15th.
15th. My watch is off. 15th build review, or not build review. What are we doing?
Stand up.
Stand up, thank you. Why don't we start with programmers? What happened last week and what are we going to work on today?
Audio manager is pretty much there, especially for a vertical slice or the Comic-Con.
We just need a few more sounds, right?
A few more sounds. I would like to put in a better mixer and stuff like that, just make it more solid. But for Comic-Con, it might be time to move on some things and just make this better.
Well, I mean, Comic-Con's still 18 months away.
Yeah. Well, our green light stuff is next
Yeah.
weeks, so. And then I moved on to starting the character different power-up selection and basket selection,
Mhm.
which then I can move on to the actual monetizing aspect of having those unlocked and stuff. And then I was working on, I also was playing around with flashing enemies when they get hit. And then I wanted to do the rippling effect when they spawn. So when they spawn out off screen a lot, you can know where they're coming from, the player can. Instead of like an arrow popping up somewhere that kind of throws off the whole float in the air type dealio, it could be just a little puff of ripple going through.
So I worked on the enemies. I should be done with all of them, or at least all but maybe one, by the end of today. But like I said, with the enemy spawner, it's too difficult to get it to work with the size of the camera. It would just end up overwhelming the player, basically. It's just, especially with like the stork and stuff, having it go across the top of the screen while laying eggs, it was just not enough time for the player to get out of the way. So we'll have to work on doing something with the camera.
So then going really slow would be kind of pointless then? Like if you made the sword go slower, it's kind of pointless.
It would work that way. It's more of like when the egg falls. Like you would have to have the egg fall really slowly, and it would look weird. And just overall, the character just takes up too much space for it to be strategically fun to move around and avoid.
So you're saying try and move back like 5 meters? See that?
Yeah, like probably like where the character's like twice as small, probably around there. But like I said, I don't know exactly what size we would have to mess with it, and that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about it, so we could see what size would be better. And I have new enemies in, so I can show you the new enemies and then show you how that would work.
So what we can do is we can do a build where it's half the size and then check on the phone. Because right now we could make like the player smaller, but the balloons can't go that much smaller.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking too, yeah, because the balloons would be too small on the monkeys, so I was thinking that the monkeys would have to be just one big hitbox rather than popping the individual balloons. You would just have to just tap on the monkey, or the monkey and the balloons is one big thing. You just tap on that.
Well,
So
currently what we have set up is, and I don't know if it's still in the current enemy thing, but what we had set up was you could tap on the balloons as fast as you could possibly do, or is there a delay when you just tap on the
Yeah,
monkey?
and that's the thing, is that's where the whole,
I mean, we can implement that back, that's fine, man. Because the only thing is, if there's a punishment for not tapping precise,
Mhm.
like headshot, that's fine. That'll help with gameplay.
Yeah.
If it's if it's like a second cooldown of tapping the monkey, but if you can just go whatever the monkey, then
Yeah.
not really gameplay there. But then again, it might be funner just to be able to tap a whole big box and
Yeah.
just keep on going forward, and then give a monkey 5-6 balloons.
and that's the thing, is just, it's kind of restricting the other enemies is the problem.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the bigger ones, like the power lines and the turbines and stuff, like, the turbine would have to be like this little bitty thing, like, otherwise, like, the propeller itself would like take up half the screen and just swipe across,
So I mean, maybe we can. I can spell. So balloons have their own hitbox, right? And then maybe we can just do an edge collider right here. And this will be the monkey area.
Yeah.
That'll be the cooldown. And these can be the headshots still.
Yeah.
Because if you do it like this, then you're doing the whole thing, it's just
Yeah.
the body shot. And then maybe that might solve that problem, we can go smaller.
But yeah, that's the basics of where we're at with the enemies and all that right now.
Because then it doesn't matter if you add in 4, 5, 6 balloons top of monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, for some of like the wind turbine where you don't have any space to maneuver, we could also add in, you know, maybe you tap one of the blades 3 times and it falls off. Things like that, just so that any obstacle we have that's just completely unavoidable, that's causing that screen size issue, we can just add a way.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fine tuning, like the sizing of it and the speed, you know, like if it's bigger, we can make it go slower and,
Yeah.
you know, we just have to figure all that stuff out, so.
Okay. So yeah, work with Tony on that. If after we do the tests with the making you build with the smaller screen or with the larger camera, if that works out, then we work with Tony on that, because I know that's gonna mess up some of the edges on your stuff, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, but
Yeah.
test
It,
it out.
it shouldn't be too bad. Because worst comes to worst, we just take all your levels and just scale them all up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then design guys, what's going on? Have those for you done?
I got the general ones left, the polar bears, the seals, lobster boats.
How many do you think that is?
That's 12.
12?
Yeah. Also, what's the difference between Nepalese town and Nepalese village?
I'll tell you later when I figure it out.
Okay.
I'd have to look at all the old documentation, because I don't remember what those were specifically for. I think it was tied to different landmarks.
There's 99 landmarks. I counted them all.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I hope they don't all have events.
I thought we cut those, I thought we cut those down. Or these are just ones that give you information?
Yeah, this is just the information.
Oh.
It's not like you have an
Yeah,
interactive.
we only have like,
Yeah.
we only have 20 interactables, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, there's no way we're doing that.
Well, no, because
That
there's
way-
like Nepalese town, you go by the town, now it's in the travel log.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's things like Mount Everest will unlock when you actually do the event and things like that.
I'm picking up what
The
you're.
actual landmarks.
Yeah. It's just we wanted more information than we had landmarks, because otherwise we'd only have like 20 entries, and that's kind of pointless.
Done in 2 weeks.
Levels.
Yeah, today I'm just gonna go through the levels and fix any little small things in there, because there's, every single level has little glitches here, floating thing there. So I'm gonna go through, make sure everything looks and acts right.
I'm sorry, that lake, the lake with like the coral just sitting on top.
Yeah.
Something has to be done about that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the Great Barrier Reef, and it looks like fucking beauty.
Yeah, that needs to be changed.
Horribly.
Like maybe make just the barrier reef like a picture, and then make the water like opaque or something. Because
Yeah.
having those assets sit on top of that water just
Well, yeah.
destroys that whole scenery.
What you could do is duplicate that, one that's beneath it, raise it, because I think that water box is its own separate object, isn't it? Just duplicate that, lift it above, and then mess with the transparency on it, and see how that looks. And we also have those, bubble pop, particle effects.
Those gotta be changed too. They're too slow.
Well, I mean, you just make the speed faster.
Yeah, that's what they have to change. They
Um,
put them in certain spots. Be better would be like a white foam wave,
mhm.
like a white foam type dealio.
When Molly gets in, we can throw that.
Cause she's gonna do the wind too. She's gonna redo the wind. Sorry, Teddy.
Oh, yeah, I put that together in 2 seconds.
Animations need to be done too. Player and enemy animations. There should be a folder with a good chunk of them done. I think
For player anyway.
I think player being hit. I think monkey being hit.
Yeah, because we still have all those animations, we just need to rehook them up.
Yeah, I think player like getting a balloon or getting a power up, and I think player hitting the ground are done, and they're all. You can copy the animation controller and put it onto any player except for probably like the shark is the shark and maybe the giraffe you can do it too. The couple odd players, like you won't be able to do it
Yeah.
too.
Well, right now, I'm really worried about is getting Peter to have all his animations working, and then we can just do every one that's similar to him.
Yeah, and then once we get stuff like that connected, we can start doing the, like, actual connecting the monetization with the menu and all that.
Yeah.
And then we need a centralized game manager, Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
to run everything.
changed everything so that the enemies are a lot more neat now. So hopefully whenever like we need to have the player take damage, we just have to do enemy damage and then it's done. So I should have that finished all that by today. And then after that I'll have the game manager cleaner too, so the enemies can just tie into that.
Yeah, we can tie in the main menu easier too. Because right now I think it's
Yeah.
kind of like backdooring itself for no reason.
Yeah. Well, do we have a new menu system we're gonna be, or is it just?
No, it's just gotta be tied into whatever the actual game manager's
Okay.
gonna be.
Alright, yeah.
There's no real way to do that any differently or any better. It's just,
Mm.
instead of calling it where it's being called, to call it the game manager.
Okay. Mark?
So, some really good news was our Terrasect account got followed by Stardock, who is the developers of Ashes of Singularity currently, and previously Sins of the Solar Empire is probably their biggest titles. So that's pretty exciting news. We've been being followed by more and more developer teams, but that's the first really big one, so that's pretty exciting. Aside from that,
Data Realms.
what's that?
If our call outs in the Data Realms stream really help with that?
Yeah. So last week there was the stream by Data Realms. Ben Riker was on that, and a lot of us from the Terrasect group got on and were chatting and kind of doing our selfless plugs. And it seemed to be working, so that went pretty well. Aside from that, I'm trying to think.
What's Facebook at?
Facebook is at 69. Twitter's, I think, at like 53 or something.
They
Can't
can't
recall.
be 53 because I had 54 last Facebook.
Well, I've been checking it, and we've been being followed and unfollowed by bot accounts where they're like, follow me, and then they leave, and then they follow you again, and like, follow me, and then they leave. So we're getting some of that, and that's causing fluctuation on some of our accounts. Oh, that was the other thing. We've already exhausted all the people for our Friday member interviews. So until we get more people or the start of a new semester, that's pretty much on hiatus, unless there's like a special spotlight that we want to do, where we interview someone that we interact with or something. But for the most part, that's pretty much done for the semester.
You know what would be a terrible idea? Is
What's that?
getting Ben and Lynn
Yeah, we
as
could
members of the studio class.
probably try to pull them aside and
Especially Ben, because he's got like 15 million
Yeah.
Facebook friends.
get him to retweet
And
and
then have we
share
done
the.
one for Jeff this semester?
Yes.
Okay.
But aside from that, I've also been tinkering around more with the animations, getting more of a grasp of that. Trying to get some small object animations in there. So that's pretty much been my work thus far.
Yeah, look up just background like bouncing animation, bounce to the music. Usually animation of like changing the scale or jiggle them a little bit,
Mhm.
or like just have them like the trees swaying away, just to give the background some more life here and there. And that animation can go towards everything that's the same. It doesn't have to be like the whole buoy animation that it's doing actually.
Mhm.
It can just be like a little jiggle, a little scaling bounce.
Mhm.
I'll show you an example of it.
I get the gist of what you're saying.
I was gonna say something and then I lost it. Oh yeah. So, on the Nerdist hasn't contacted us yet. I sent him another email yesterday being like, hey, what's the holdup? So I wouldn't expect a whole lot from there. Art-wise, Molly's gonna be, she's probably back by now. She'll be able to work until like 1:30, and then she has to go to a job interview, and then when she comes back, we'll have her for the rest of the day.
How did that play test go?
I went pretty well, yeah. It was-
Yeah, the females really liked the game.
Yeah,
One girl got up to what, 450 points?
something like that.
Yeah.
Just playing the same 3 levels over and over again, and they were arguing who was winning, her and 2 others. It's hilarious.
Yeah, they really enjoyed the cuteness of the panda.
They were playing it for like half an hour, 45 minutes. And then after going over to Crimson, they came back and played some more.
Yeah, of course, we're not going to compete Crimson Knights with like 12, 13-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not competing there, which is not a shocker, but the younger ones played, and Poopin' Awesome kid like this one too.
So that kid was back?
Yeah, Poopin' Awesome was back.
So yeah, we also got some feedback.
I'm surprised you didn't recognize him before you left.
I think Tony was gone before the kids showed up.
Yeah, he went straight to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, beard.
But yeah, we got some good feedback on just a few things that people were figuring out.
Oh, the animation for the transition of the levels
Yeah,
needs to be done.
yeah, we need to have like a wind particle effect that pushes them up and
Yeah, we need to
stuff
have.
like that.
Wind particle, or should we have like clouds at the ends of them? So they can see that they're going up through the clouds.
Yeah, we need
Well,
something.
so the question they had, they asked why they kept going up. It wasn't like they didn't understand they were going up, they just didn't know why.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely have wind particle or something.
yeah.
And they were upset they couldn't go back and get the coins, which
Yeah,
that's part of the gameplay.
Yeah, which is good,
Yeah.
that they immediately, they wanna go and get that stuff, so we don't have to do a whole over.
Part of that I was seeing was that you would come down and there would be coins just on the left edge of the screen, and as you go down it goes off the screen and there's no way to like grab it. It's just part of the entrance animation.
That's
It's got to be
actually
moved
the
over a
issue. We
bit.
can have a spawner for those.
Yeah.
Right now, they were just,
Placing.
for,
Yep.
to have some there.
Yeah, we'll have to have a spawner that only spawns stuff in front of the character,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then deletes as it goes across.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah. Just for coins, and also we didn't throw in any of the other enemies, any of the clouds, the doldrums. So
Yeah.
that threw off the whole dodging aspect of dodging random obstacles and stuff. So they
They
were,
were worried just about coins.
yeah, they were just worried about coins and the monkeys. So,
Yeah, after today, we should have a lot more enemy stuff, so.
and the power-ups weren't completely noticeable to the background, and they said the armor power-up looks like a lock and key.
Yeah.
So we have to either make those bigger, change their colors, and give them juice, polish. So there's basically like the coin pickups and stuff. Give them some
Pizzazz.
pizzazz.
Yeah, we also need to fix the pause screen, because both, you can just use powers as much as you want when you're paused. And also, any sort of force applied to the characters, if you pause, so like if you get bounced back.
Yeah,
if you
that's gonna
pause.
be taken care of completely once the game manager's.
Is it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because all I have to do is put a true or false statement.
Yeah, you
on some
effectively
of the
pause
updates,
the manager.
and then it'll pause it.
Okay.
Because then if you just say pause game manager dot pause equals true or false, when you hit that button, and then every other script can run off that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
which will solve that problem. That's why I'm not worried about it with the game manager stuff.
But yeah, like Donald was saying, they found a bug where if you had your power up charged, you could pause the game and just drop infinite bamboo shoots everywhere and make like a fortress of bamboo walls. And yeah, and then unpause it and
That's amazing. That's amazing. Never would have thought to do that. And they did like the mobile version better than
Yes.
the PC.
mhm.
Hands down. Hands down.
Yeah, which is good, because consumer order at least gone. And I feel like a lot of, like, the smaller issues they had is stuff we'll be able to address next semester, just because we're gonna be just polishing next semester, and it except for art. And adding in like the last few systems we need.
Yeah. Are you still interning?
Yeah, I still need to talk to them, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we also need to work a greenlit pitch up for both the celebration and for the
celebration.
Yeah, did we have a celebration?
Oh, are they actually doing?
Presentations, yeah. They did them last semester too.
Yeah. I just like to, hey, everyone go play the fucking games.
Yeah.
That's more,
But yeah, so I think that kind of hits all our major points, and we're pretty set next semester.
oh, where was the bug list from that day?
Oh, I've got it right here written down.
I kind of forgot.
Alright, well, I need to cut off the video, so.
Yep.
Any final words?
Oh, no one knew they had a power up either. Beginning of the game, not one player knew they had a power up. So we have to figure out something for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that wraps it up.